You committed the crime of changing. Is it fair to say you were a far lefty, or were you just a lefty?
I don't know that I was ever really a far lefty, but I was definitely a Democrat for over 20 years from the time I was 18 years old, and I'm not a Democrat anymore.
So how'd you go wrong? Where did your criminal career begin?
My criminal career so far is becoming a Democrat, or
yeah, no, as leaving the Democrat Party. How did you become public? You're now public enemy #1 on YouTube. So I just want to know.
Apparently so. So no, it actually started about a year and a half ago in, of all places, the knitting community, because I'm a knitter, and social justice came and took over my knitting community, as it has many other places. And I saw lots of really good people being bullied and mobbed and ostracized. And at some point, it kind of dawned on me that these were people that I had politically aligned myself with, and I wasn't comfortable with that. Now, at the same time, I have a husband who was hiding exactly how conservative he was from me for a long time. We just didn't talk about politics. And he said to me one day, he said, "Karlyn, you should watch Ben Shapiro. You'd really like Ben Shapiro." And I said, "No, Victor, Ben Shapiro is Satan." But eventually he wore me down.
But you were right about that. That's really...
yeah. But eventually he did wear me down, and I started listening to voices that I disagreed with. And it kind of culminated with me going to a Trump rally the day before the New Hampshire primary.
Wow. So so you're still basically a Democrat, and you actually went to a Trump rally. That was actually pretty brave of you. What was that experience like?
Well, I have to tell you, I was very nervous, and I was still a Democrat at the time. So I kind of eased into it because MSNBC was doing a live taping about 3 blocks away from the rally. And so I went there first to kind of get my feet wet and was just kind of making conversation with people. And one woman actually offered me her pepper spray when I told her I was going to go over to the Trump rally. They did not want me to do it at all. But I was definitely nervous. But the crowd at the Trump rally was great. I mean, there were no Klansmen in sight, no Nazis in sight. They were just good kind of salt of the earth people. And I had a wonderful time. It was like a rock concert.
I kind of transitioned, as we now say, from the left to the right. I was never like you. I was kind of a standard liberal. And it was really the left that left me, not the other way around. But I was working in Hollywood, and it became very difficult for me to do. You're a psychologist. Now, the psychological community is virtually 100% left. I mean, it is really into leftist doctrine, and it's very hard. I know when I talk to conservative people who have psychological problems, it's very hard for them to find a therapist who is helpful to them. Have you gotten any blowback professionally for this?
Oh, absolutely. And especially because I kept speaking up after my original story went viral. I mean, I'm an organizational psychologist specifically, so I work with businesses. And right now, anti-racist training has taken over everything. And that's just an absolute nightmare. But also, I mean, you're absolutely right. I've heard from now several different sources that the APA, the American Psychological Association, is actively trying to inhibit the publication of research that it perceives to be too pro-cop. So, I mean, this is actually a big problem. We don't have access to the information we need to actually make substantive changes because the organizations responsible for it are prohibiting it.
Yeah, it really is a problem. It's a problem for couples therapists where the guy may feel that he's being penalized unfairly. It really is a huge problem. So if you said you're going to vote for Donald Trump?
Yes.
Where are there places where you feel like, wow, you wish the right would change about X, Y, or Z?
I really wish that the right would come out with a more comprehensive healthcare plan. To be honest, I've gotten in a lot of trouble lecturing the right, saying that you guys have not presented a plan on healthcare. And then I hear, well, Karlyn, we just want the government to be out of healthcare. And I said, well, fine, that still requires a plan. Give me some sort of vision. Give me some sort of like transition plan. So I think that that's something I would like to see him do. I think Donald Trump, I mean, to be really honest, if he came out and just like legalized weed, I think that would be pretty great. I think he would score a lot of points with me on that. But overall, I mean, I actually agree with Trump on a lot of things. I think he did a great job by the economy. And that's really, if anyone can make the economy rebound, it's Donald Trump. And that, I think, is one of the things I'm primarily concerned with right now.
What's happening on YouTube? Are you? I saw on YouTube you were called single-handedly the death of America, which I'm impressed. I'm honored.
Well, yes. I mean, the conservative commentator, not the conservative, the socialist commentators on YouTube have had taken quite a few cracks at me lately. The quote that you read there is actually from someone reacting to my PragerU video, that someone calling for civil conversation and dialogue and saying that my political opponents are not evil is apparently I'm single-handedly the death of America for that. But hey, I'll take it.
Well, that's basically all they've got.